Hello you guys, welcome back to Lily Reads. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading vlog. So I was going back and forth on the theme of this reading vlog and the books I wanted to read in this reading vlog. So when I come up with a reading vlog, there's usually one book that is the focus, and then I try to find either like 1-2 more books to add on in there and be like, okay, that's the theme. So the book that this entire video is based around is The Roommate. The Roommate is a book that has been sitting on my bookshelf for about 2 years. I bought this book when it came out, and so I was sitting here and I was like, okay, when am I going to read this book? This book has been a book that I've thought about unhauling. It's a book that I said if I didn't read in the next year, I was going to unhaul it. Still didn't get to it last year. And so I'm like, what am I going to do with this book? I'm going to read it because I want to read it. Even though I have heard bad things, there's a sequel that came out to this book that has intrigued me. So I said to myself, I want to read this book to see if I should read the sequel. So I was thinking to myself, okay, you should read books that you want to read to see if there's a sequel. But I didn't really have any romance books that really had sequels that I gave a damn about. So I said, this book has been sitting on my bookshelf. It's been haunting me. So I said, let's read books that have been haunting me. Let's read books that I have just let sit on my bookshelf, that have just passed me by. The time that these books were even relevant, that people cared, have long passed, but I have to get these books off my bookshelf. And that starts with The Roommate by Rosie Danan. This book was on a lot of people's worst of books in 2019 or 2020. We're about 2 years, almost 3 years removed from this book. This was on a lot of people's worst stuff, some people's best stuff. I've already started this book a little bit, and I'm excited to really get into it. I'm only like 10 pages in it, but I'm excited to get into this book to see what this book is going to be about. So then I was like, okay, what's next? The Roommate is obviously going to be one of them. We know what other books have been haunting me. You guys, How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. I heard about this book and I bought it. I shouldn't have, but that's a video for another day. I'm gonna make a video about books I should have never purchased, but I did. This will be on it. But I bought it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it because I purchased it. And I just never wanted to pick it up. I don't know, it gives cheesy. It gives a little too traditionally published. I don't know. It's just, I just have not been moved to pick it up. I haven't heard terrible things about this book either. So I'm like, what is making me not pick this up? But the time is now. If we're reading The Roommate, we can read How to Fail at Flirting. You have to be me to understand how much these two books exude the same energy on my bookshelf. They have the exact same energy. This energy of girl, you ain't never gonna read those. Do you have books on your bookshelf that just have the energy of you ain't never gonna read me? That is what both of these books, this is the energy that they gave. I always thought to myself, there is never gonna be a time where I'm gonna pick up these books. And that is what this year is for. I say it in every video. We're cleaning off my bookshelf. We are reading the books on my bookshelf. I want people to be able to come into my office and I just say, I read that one. I already read that one. That is what I want, or I want to be able to get rid of them. So guess what? The day is today. So these are the two books. And then I said, oh, there's another one. There is another one that has been haunting me more than these two have been haunting me. Faker by Sarah Smith. I bought this book because for some reason I love this cover. But I don't even know what this is about. I remember I was at Books A Million one day and I just purchased this book. It was sitting there. I think it might have been on the buy one get one half off or something. And I bought this book a couple years ago. And it says on the back here I paid $16 for this, so I hope it was half off because the fuck. I I've just let this book sit here forever. I've let this book sit here for so long. I do not even read books that are really like this anymore. Like, I just don't, like, I don't know. I've just let it sit for so long. I've not heard much about it. I haven't heard people really talk about it, and maybe that is why I haven't read it, but it exudes another thing of that energy. When are you ever going to have time for that book, sis? When? The answer is this week. The answer is this week. So this is my this week. We are at the beginning of the week, and this is my TBR for the week. We are going to read all of these books. It's only three. Oh my gosh, if you guys knew the energy that these 3 books exude, they exude the exact same. These gonna sit on your bookshelf for 10 years, Kenya. But I'm not gonna let them. I am no longer letting books that do not serve me sit on my beautiful shelves. I'm not. I don't want them. I can make room for books, even though I have a lot of room. It doesn't seem like I have, but I do. Like, I can stack these like high. Like, I have so much room for books. But I want to have room for books that I enjoy. But I hope, for some reason, maybe I'm getting old, but I feel good about these. Something about me feels like none of these are going to be duds. Something about these tells me, like, I think I'm going to enjoy every single one of these. But it's time for predictions. So what is my 5-star prediction? My 5-star prediction is How to Fail at Flirting. How to Fail at Flirting is my 5... I'm lying. Nope. The Roommate. The Roommate is my 5-star prediction. I'm changing it. The Roommate is my 5-star prediction. I have heard a lot of people say this book leans too feminist. And, like, I've heard white women saying that. Therefore, I'm going to be the opposite. Like, I just know. I think a lot of times people, like, who think they're feminists aren't really feminists, and then when they see feminist characters in book, they don't like it, because in reality they don't really like feminism all that much. Whoa, wrong channel for discourse, but that's what I believe in. I think I'm actually going to like the things that are feminist in this book, because a lot of the people I see dislike it, I think dislike it for the wrong reasons. Are you following me there? But I could be wrong. I could think this is the most flat feminism, because that's also the other side of that coin. A lot of times when white women tackle feminism in books, I think it sucks. So, like, it's like, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I really want to read the sequel. So I'm hoping that this is a 5-star, because I want to read the sequel. As long as I give this book 4 stars, I'm gonna read the sequel. Even if I don't, I still might read the sequel. But I'm gonna see. But this is my 5-star prediction. I think I'm gonna like this book. I hope I'm gonna like this book. What is my dud? My dud is How to Fail at Flirting. My dud is How to Fail at Flirting. I think this might be the worst book that we read in this. There's just something about this that just, I don't know. If you're a book person, you know the vibe you get from a book where you're like, why didn't I see this the first time that I wasn't gonna like you? Like, why? I'm pretty sure I got this off of Amazon, because if I would have seen this in the bookstore, I would have held it. I would have looked at her and been like, you're not for me. But I did it and I bought it. So, like, I think this is gonna be our, like, I don't think so. And then our dark horse is Faker, because I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. Therefore, I think it will surprise me, and I love the cover. So you know what? That is our dark horse. But we're going to start off with The Roommate. So we are reading books. What did I say the theme of this video was? We're going to read books that have been haunting me on my bookshelf. Welcome back to the first clip of The Roommate by Rosie Zanin. So I started this book. I'm not that far into the book, but we've gotten the gist of the book. I now understand what's going on in this book. It's so funny that this book has been so popular, and yet I have not known what this book is about, besides like 2 people living under one roof who don't know each other. Okay, so this book follows 2 people. What these people name? Well, you got Clara, and you have, what's the guy's name in this book? It don't even matter. You have a girl named Clara, and she basically decides to move in with this guy who she like has kind of like a friend. Like, they're friends, but she wants to be more than friends. So she moves in with him, but he decides to up and leave. He's like, girl, me and my band are going on tour, so you kind of gonna be here by yourself. And so she's like, what? Like, I moved here because of you. She doesn't say that to him because he doesn't really know she's like madly in love with him, but that's what she's thinking. She's like, I moved here for you, boy, and you leaving to go on tour. But he allows someone to like sublease his part of the like apartment or the house or whatever. So she's gonna get a new roommate, even though she don't want the new roommate. She want the boy that she was gonna move in with, who she saw a future with. So Clara, the character, she's kind of like this prudish, bougie, upper class girl from New York City. She her family likes to avoid scandals. There's already been scandals in her family, and she wants nothing to do with it. She wants her parents to like her. She wants her parents to think she makes good decisions. So she's like, oh my God, I don't want to be the fuck up in my family who like just went to go run off with a boy, and now this boy don't even want me. So that brings our new roommate. So we have a new roommate. He comes in and he's like, I'm excited to be here, girl. Like, what's up? He's very outgoing, and he notices quickly, and this is in dual POVs, by the way. He notices quickly that she's like, you know, very conservative and all of that stuff. So he tries to like take her out of her shell, but in reality, he's just like, she's cute, whatever. Like, he doesn't care because he already has kind of a situation himself. So we find out that this guy that moved in, he is a porn star. He is a porn star. He does porn. So he is very comfortable with sex and all this stuff. And he is kind of at a crossroads in his career right now. He doesn't know if he wants to continue to do porn. The industry is kind of pushing him out because he likes to do respectable porn. Anyway, that's kind of where we are. And so the two people, you have kind of this like conservative girl and this kind of outgoing guy, and they're like living together, and you know, things are going. I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm sorry, I am enjoying this book. Let me hold it up. It's giving a good time. I do wish this book wasn't in dual POVs. This book is kind of like an older, I consider anything that's like a 2 years or more an older romance. This is like right at 2 years, I think, maybe 3. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But like, it's like, I don't need dual POV romances. I don't. That's an unpopular opinion that I have, that romances do not need to be dual POV. And I would kind of wish this wasn't dual POV, because the whole storyline with the guy being a porn star in his career is not really hitting for me. Like, I do not care. I do not care. Here's the thing. I don't need my B plots to be that interesting. I really don't. Like, we're here for a romance at the end of the day. But if they could be interesting, I would take that. So like, I'm less not here for the porn star storyline. When it switches to his POV, I'm kind of like, I kind of don't give a damn. But like, I do like his POV when they're like in the apartment or the house. I do like it then. I do not like it when he's like off doing his own stuff and the stuff about him and his ex-girlfriend. I don't care. I do not care. Both of their POV, like their personal lives, are just not all that interesting. But you know, we'll see how it's going. Anyways, I'll come back. If there's something very interesting to talk to you guys about, I will. If there's not, I'll just come back on like my last updates. I do want to show you guys some books that I have like purchased. I told you guys I will no longer be promoting like book hauls, so I will not be doing any book haul videos on this channel. I'll more so just be sprinkling in here and there some books that I have bought. Just because I said I won't be doing book hauls did not mean I wasn't going to be buying books. I be buying books, y'all. I be buying books. It's just I'm not going to be promoting those things to you because number one, I don't know if the book is good, and like, if I don't plan on reading them anytime soon, what good is it giving you to show that I bought them? I just don't necessarily see the huge point in a big dramatic book haul anymore. I do not, and I don't want to. Let me just show you some things that I bought. So I was at the bookstore yesterday. I went to Sephora and I was at the bookstore and I purchased Hyde. I saw it there and I was like, I know this book, this is probably going to be nominated in the Goodreads horror category. So I was like, you know what, let me read it. Let me, at least I said I wanted to read more horror stuff. I've been in a thriller kick lately. I'm trying to get back into romance, but this is a book that I think I am going to enjoy reading. Y'all, I paid $27 for this book. I usually don't complain about the prices of books because, hey, the price is the price. I support the author, but like, this book was $27. Then I purchased How to Be Eaten at the bookstore as well. Seems up my alley. I also bought another book, You Make a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, but but it's gonna be a book. It might be a book club pick. I'm going to tell you guys all about the book club at the end of the month. The book club is launching next month. So if you're watching this, you get a sneak peek of that. But it might be a book club pick, so it's in my book club pile. So yeah. So those are 2 books I bought recently. I've also been buying some other books. What does that mean? But this is more of a collection over time. I'm not going to tell you guys what these books is about because I truly don't know. But I bought some of the finalists for the women's prize. I purchased some of that. So The Exhibitionist by Charlie Mendelson. This got longlisted for the women's prize, and so I picked it up. This got shortlisted for the women's prize. The Bread the Devil Needs. So I purchased that. I believe this next book is also a woman's prize book. I don't remember. I don't even remember what I bought some of these books for. But this one, Sky Day. Look at this. How beautiful. So I purchased that. Then a while ago, I went to the bookstore with my sister and I bought The School of Good Mothers and I bought Disorientation. I don't even know what these 2 books are. I don't remember what these 2 books are even about, but they're sitting on my cart. So, and then I bought some more books. I believe Sorrow and Bliss is also a book that's on a woman's prize list, either this year, last year, some year. Same thing with The Sentence. I saw this at the bookstore the other day. You want to know what's so funny? I never know if a book is popular and that's why I know what it is, or is it because I know the book, so I'm on the lookout for the book, and therefore that's why I see the book. Like, I never know, like, oh, is this book popular and that's why it's in the bookstore, or can you just notice this book and you notice it was in the bookstore, therefore you think everyone knows about this book. You never know. My unpopular, like, book taste, I like Jonathan Franzen. I do. I knew when Crossroads came out, I was going to get it by Jonathan Franzen. I love the feel of this book. Like, I just love a sturdy hardback like this. Oh my gosh. How many pages is it? Franzen, Franzen, we don't get the word count right because 600 pages. 600 pages, Franzen. I don't know, but I knew I was going to buy Crossroads. And so I purchased Crossroads. Like, I'm sorry. And then I purchased The Island of Missing Things. So those are just some books I've purchased. None all at once. Let's be clear. None of these books are purchased all at the same time. But since I've stopped giving you guys book hauls, these are just some of the books that I've picked up here and there. Because you guys I may never do a video on any of these. So you may never know they exist. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Guys, I am here for a wrap up of, I look crazy. This is like the part of the week when I let my wash and go. Like, I don't even fully wrap my hair up at night. Like, it just turned into whatever. I had to wake up early this morning because my turtle, his UVB light went out, which is the light that, like, helps the turtle get, like, sunlight, because obviously if my turtle was out in the wild, it would need sunlight. So it's the thing you put in their tank so they can get enough sunlight so, like, their shell will be healthy and all of that. Whatever, that went out last night and I didn't know it until I was, like, turning off his tank last night. So I had to wake up bright and early to go get one of those so he could get his 12 hours of sunlight. And, like, I'm just all discombobulated. But the roommate, I have finished The Roommate. It took about 2 days too long for me to finish this book. I thought this book would be something I would read in just a couple of days, but it took a lot longer than a couple of days for me to read this book. But that is not a slight against the book. I'm giving this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Let's start with things like we're working towards this book. I enjoyed both characters. I found the heroine a little bit flat. Like, okay, she's a socialite. Her family get involved in scandals. Like, it didn't have enough depth for me. Like, she just seemed like this sweet, innocent girl. Like, there wasn't enough there for me to truly believe her. But our hero, I really, really liked our hero. I would like to see our hero in, like, other books, like other romance books using this same type of hero. I enjoyed that part of the book. So that was working for that. Second, I like the fact that our heroine, she had a guy that she liked before. I really love that in books. I've come to realize that. I really love it when the woman in the book, she already got somebody that she wants to be with, and then our hero kind of got to break down those walls. I really enjoyed that. And most importantly, I think I really like roommates. I think roommates is something I really enjoy in books. I think I really like the idea of roommates, people like falling in love with their roommates. So that is working for the book. Something I thought I wasn't going to like in this book, but they have a sexual encounter very, very early. And usually I don't really like that. Like, I like it sometimes when we don't get the sex scene to the last 20 pages of the book. I like my sex scene to be drawn out, like, please, like keep the tension. But this book has a sex scene very early, and I actually really enjoy that aspect of the book. I kind of enjoyed the awkwardness of it all. I actually wish it would have been even more awkward after they had their first sexual encounter, but it kind of went away quickly. But I actually enjoyed that, and it made me actually want to see that more in books, for them to do things like that more in books. That would be a lot more, it'd be interesting to me if they do that a lot. So overall, let me give my overall thoughts. I enjoyed this book. I didn't dread picking it up like I've dreaded picking up some books this month. I enjoyed reading this book. What I don't like about this book is, as I'm starting to realize, I think I like roommate stories, I was really leaning into the roommate part of this story, and it went away from that quickly. These people did not have to be roommates. They did not have to be roommates. Being roommates brought them together, but they did not need to be roommates when you really think about it, because the roommate aspect of them went away very quickly. We could do more. The thing about roommates is the forced proximity, the forced being around each other all the goddamn time, and that kind of didn't matter, because then they became work associates, and it became more of a work associates type thing, having to work together all day. So I'm pick one, because I like roommates a hell of a lot more than I like work associates. I'm actually at the place in my reading journey that I don't think I will intentionally read books about people who work together. That's how much I'm over, unless it's a boss, my own little thing, unless it's a boss, so someone's the boss and then it's that. But people who work together as peers, no. I don't really think I like that in any facet. I don't like it in thrillers. I don't like it in lit contemporary. I don't like people working together. Sorry. So if I knew they was gonna work together, I really wouldn't have did this. So then the porn aspect of this book, I like I said, our hero being a porn star. It's just this book did focus heavy on the porn star part, and it didn't ring true. Everything working out in their favor, them doing all of it, it just didn't seem realistic. I enjoyed the porn aspect of it. You want to know something? This may be me taking it a little too far, so stay with me. I would have liked it if she was in the end, oh, I want to do porn too. Maybe that's a little too much, but no, we support sex workers around here. Please. She wanted to do an OnlyFans or something. I don't know. Let's wake it up. Let's really wake it up. But anyways, 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's just nothing terrible. Some people talk about this book it's the worst fucking book in the world, and it's just not. It's just not. I could see how someone could say it's boring, but for me, I enjoyed it. We're moving on. We're moving on to Faker. I decided this is what I'm in the mood for, because I don't know what it's about. And because I don't know what it's about, I want to figure out what it's about. I'm so interested to start reading this. I literally am at home by myself, so I literally have nothing but time to read. I might get some reading sprints. I like to reading sprint the first part of the book, so I really get into it, and then it makes the last part of the book easier to read because I'm already into it. But yeah, I want to show you guys some books that I bought. Let's show you guys some books that I bought. So when I say I bought, the books I showed you guys before, I paid full price for, but these days I don't really pay full price for books. I thrift books. So I decided to thrift some thrillers. That's one thing I'm definitely not paying full price for, is a thriller, child. There is no reason, unless you are really into a thriller, I don't see why you paying full price for a thriller. You can go get that thing for $5 for somewhere. Anyways, the chain. I found the chain. I bought the chain. It was at someone's library. Found it, bought it, don't know fully what it's about. The little blurb says this book is Jaws for parents, and who does that sell? Like, what does that even mean? So I bought the chain. I think I paid like $2 for this. Like, I love thrifting books. My problem is with thrifting books is I'm always on like two sides of the spectrum. I'm like, okay, I get to buy all of these books, and it's like, it's introducing me to books that I probably wouldn't have picked up because I wouldn't pay full price for them. So it's opening my range. But also, if you don't read them, are you just spending more money on mess? Is that because, like, if you, like, first of all of these books literally only cost me like $9. But like, over time, when you continue to do it and you're not reading the books because you didn't really pick up the book because you was fully interested in it, maybe you start to waste money. So I do think there is a give and a take in this. You do need to make sure you're reading the books that you thrifted. You want to know something? I think a lot of people who have a lot of books are really sticklers on the conditions of their book, and I need my book to be in good condition. It needs to be pristine. And I am not like that, which you would think that I am. You would think that I would be like that, but I am not very anal in that way about books. I like books to have wear and tear, stains. Like, it doesn't bother me. This book is new. I bought this book new. This feels like these mean just as much to me. Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't. I don't mind that's why I don't mind thrifting books, and that's why I should. Sherry Lapina. I own so many Sherry Lapina books, and I'm gonna have to do a Sherry Lapina video because I own so many Sherry Lapina books that I ain't never read. Have I read a single Sherry Lapina book? Why do I own almost all of Sherry Lapina's books but have not read a single Sherry Lapina book? Like, it's like my spirit feels like I'm gonna like Sherry Lapina, but I don't gravitate towards Sherry Lapina. So why am I buying Sherry Lapina books? I don't know, but here we are. The Stranger in the House. I don't know what it's about, but I own every other Sherry Lapina fucking book. The Wife Between Us. This book is so polarizing. But I believe I am going to be on the side of liking this book. I might be spoiled by the twist. I do not know. I think I'm spoiled by the twist, but I don't remember if it's the twist of this book or the twist of another book. I don't know. I think I'm spoiled by the twist, but that has never stopped me from enjoying a thriller. So, like, I'm going to actually try to get to this month. I really want to read this book because I want to see where I fall on the spectrum. And then I bought a Mary Kubica book because you guys know I love Local Woman Missing. And so I purchased The Good Girl. I have more books that I freaking thrifted from online. And y'all, why can't I get in my mailbox? So like, we have like we don't have mailboxes like outside of our home. You have to like go to like a mail kiosk, whatever, and go get your mail. That's what they do in a lot of like newer places that are being built. Like, no one gets like a real mailbox. It doesn't matter, whatever. And y'all, why they gave me a key to get my like package out of the box, and the freaking like lock is jammed. It's jammed. So like, I should have more books to show you. I'll show you obviously later in the video. We still have 2 videos, and I should be able to get it out by then. But like, oh my God, I want to know what's in there so bad. Like, so bad. Because whatever it is I order Forever Go and don't remember. Ooh, I also bought Pet Sematary by Stephen King. It's that book that's sitting right there. I purchased Pet Sematary because I want to get into Stephen King. So that was also thrifted back there. It doesn't have a dust jacket. That's one thing I do care about. I do like my books having dust jackets. So I might try to get a dust jacket for it or something. I don't know. Anyways, Faker. We're going to move on to Faker. I'll give you guys updates as they come. Don't mind me, y'all, and how this look. I'm in the Taco Bell parking lot. So, like, pay me no mind. So, I started Faker, and, like, I had to, like, get a break from it. It's not going to be a good book. And if I was not reading this for a video, I would DNF. If I was good at DNFing books, I would DNF. We are on DNF alert. We're on DNF alert. Like, Faker is not good. Like, it's not good. It's giving very, like, early romance renaissance. And if you know what I mean, you know what those books that came out 2019, 2020, all have, like, a feel to them. They're cluttered with a bunch of buzzwords, a bunch of tropes, a bunch of, like, girl bossness, those books. That's what Faker is. And, like, 3 years ago, I'd be all in. 2022, you can spare me. You can spare me. So this is about a girl who works at a construction site, like this sexist construction site. She has like an enemies to lovers things going on with this guy at work. They do not get along, but y'all, they don't get along because of one conversation she heard that has no context at all. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You guys, I want to be positive. I want to come on here and say that Faker by Sarah Smith ended well. All's well that ends well. Absolutely not. This book is getting a 2 out of 5 stars. 2 out of 5 stars. I'm going to be kind. 2 out of 5 stars. If you've read this book, tell me if you can relate to this. Does this book feel like we missed about 40 pages where this hero and this heroine developed some type of relationship that would lead into the final act of this book where they're together? That's what is confusing about this book. This book has no clear pacing. Like, all of a sudden they hate each other, and then they're making out with each other, and then they're deeply in love with each other. And it's just like, where are, usually in a romance book, you have some trials and tribulations that our two people go through, and that leads them to like, oh, we should be together. You know, there's something that happens that gets them to realize they like one another. That never happened in this book. All of a sudden they hate each other, and then they kiss each other in a bar, and then they're together. Like, then they're together. And so it makes you as a reader believe that, why couldn't y'all do this when y'all first met each other? Like, why am I here? Why did I have to come here for you guys to get together? That's what's confusing about this book. There is no trials, no tribulations, no issues. It's like, y'all could have just been together. And because they kiss in that bar scene and then they're just together, you spend 120 pages just watching two people date. Not even date. You just watch two people almost have sex. Like, you just keep getting scenes of them almost having sex, and them almost having sex, and them almost having sex. Then you finally get the sex scene. Then you get the third act breakup. And the third act breakup in this is so ridiculous. Y'all, I don't want y'all to read this book, so I'm going to tell you what it is. Y'all, the third act breakup is, so the guy in this book, he is having a high school reunion, or it's a high school reunion. And so his ex-girlfriend who cheated on him is at the high school reunion. Mind you, this girl looks exactly like our main character in the book, which kind of goes against everything that the book is saying, because the book just told us before that she was the only person around this area who looked like her. So it's just like, okay, anyways, so all of a sudden, he just randomly kisses his ex-girlfriend. And she believes that he has a fetish for Asian women. So that's the big, like, what the fuck is going on? She thinks he has a fetish for Asian women and that he kissed his ex-girlfriend. So they come to the resolution that he doesn't have a fetish for Asian women because he's had other non-Asian girlfriends, which is like, in what time? Because didn't you say that y'all dated in high school? Look, that's the thing. He says that he doesn't have a fetish for Asian women because he's dated other women who aren't Asian. He has photos. But like, when you were a kid, because you literally just said your ex-girlfriend y'all met at high school. Like, y'all did a long distance college thing. Like, so explain it. Explain when you had time to date other Asian women. Like, this book retcons its own, like, premise. You said she's the only girl in this, like, town who looks like her. And then we see a girl who looks exactly like her. But I don't know if she moved to America. She moved to the States when she was a teen, something. She came from Hawaii and she moved, and like, everyone was so mean to her in middle school and But I don't know if she was in the same town that they in now. But it don't matter, because what's the point of saying no one looks like her? She's so different. And there's a bitch who looks just like her in the exact same town right now. Anyways. Anyway, and then to the whole you have an Asian fetish. You literally just said that he is hung up on his ex-girlfriend because they dated for so damn long. So how the hell does he have many girlfriends that he can pull on to show he's not only attracted to Asian women? It just didn't make any sense. The third act breakup was dumb. But the most, and like, this book is just stupid. This book is just stupid. The whole title being Faker. So she fakes it at her job. They dropped that plot line so quickly. Like, the original reason why the story is called Faker is because she fakes it at work, like trying to fit in, whatever. They dropped that quickly. And then it becomes she fakes her relationships, like she fakes orgasms and all that stuff. Then it's like, okay, you're trying really hard to shoehorn in this title where it's just not working no more. It's just not working no more. Oh my gosh, this book was ridiculous. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 stars. Like, it got better for a quick second, and then it got bad. And then it got bad. And then, oh my gosh, lastly, the main character in this book is insufferable. When she, like, in the middle of the book, like, she just becomes whatever she needs to be for that scene. Like, when she needs to be girl bossy, she's girl bossy. When she needs to be clingy, she's clingy. When she needs to not be clingy, she's not clingy. When she needs to stand up for herself, she stands up for herself. And it makes no sense. Like, she treats people one way, and then to flip it back on her, they'll treat her the exact same way, and all of a sudden it's the worst thing in the world. The Jamie guy in this book, he got a shitty end of the stick. Like, he really didn't do nothing to neither her or the Tate. Jamie is like our second love interest, kind of. He really didn't do nothing bad, but like he's getting like yelled at by both of these buffoons the entire book, and it's like, y'all need to get y'all fucking lives together. Y'all are weird. Anyways, the biggest issue with this book though is that it's enemies to lovers with 2 people who are not enemies. This is why I hate enemies to lovers books, because rarely are they enemies. They dislike each other for no reason. We don't even really find out why they really dislike each other. Anyways, we're moving on. You guys, this last book has to be a hit, or I'm going to lose my faith in romance. I am already slowly falling out of love with romance as a genre. I'm just going to say it. I am falling out of love with romance as a genre. But every now and then I read a good romance book and it's restored. But these last 2, it's just like, these are just not good books. These are just objectively not good books. Even if you don't like romance, even if you like romance, they're just not good. How to Fail at Flirting, you are going to have to be at least a 4-star. Like, to just I promise you, I will unhaul every romance book I own if I keep reading these bad romance books. Like, I cannot believe these books were just sitting on my bookshelf, just stinking up the joint. Oh my gosh, like, romance, you are my second favorite genre. Literary fiction, general fiction is my favorite genre. But romance is my second favorite genre. And I want it to remain that way. But we gotta do better. So we're gonna get into How to Fail at Flirting. I've literally read 10 pages already. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to come back with thoughts. And yeah, I might come back with braids, by the way. I'm contemplating if I should get braids. Anyway, but yeah, we will see. How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. Denise Williams, I feel like, came out with another book as well after this. So if this is good, we can have another book we can read. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. But if I can read this, I can read this. Hello, you guys. I told you guys I was getting braids put in my head. And, like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the braids in my head myself. I don't have time for the foolishness. How to Fail at Flirting. I am literally about 60 pages into this book, and I wanted to come on because at the very least, I want to say at the 60 page mark, I am very much so am enjoying this book. What I am enjoying about this book is the layers. Now in my adulthood of reading romance, I like my characters to have just some layers. They are going to have some layers, some things that make me believe that before I met these characters had a life. And so far, when it comes to our main character, she has some layers. So she is a professor at a college, and she is kind of, I wouldn't say uptight, she is more just secure. She is very secure, or trying to be secure when with her life. Like, she just keeps herself bottled up in order to protect herself because she has had an abusive ex in the past. We keep getting flashbacks of her and her ex, who was also this high-powered, like, professor and all of that stuff. He was very abusive to her emotionally and physically. Therefore, she keeps herself very secure so no one else can hurt her. But she has friends and they like, girl, you are going to have to get out of that. You are going to have to set yourself up for, you know, some fun. So they come up with a list to get her to live just a little bit. And you want to know something? I say I don't like books about lists and like getting your life together through like making a list and checking off the list on getting a better life. But I think I kind of do. I think I'm lying to myself. I think I've gotten confused with something being overdone to me disliking something. I don't believe I dislike the idea of having a list and like checking it off because like I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying her going through the list. So from off bat, I am enjoying it. She has met our hero at a bar. They have hit it off. They went out for ice cream. And now they are back at her place, fool-la-la-ing. And you know what? It's enjoyable. It is honestly enjoyable at the 64 page mark. We are gonna have to see what the hero has going on in his life. But I am enjoying this thus far. So far, this has not been dual POVs. I don't think it's going to be dual POVs. It might. I hope not. I'm at the age also where I don't really like my romances to be dual POV. I kind of like one POV in my romance. But it feels good so far. And so at the very least, it is that. Anyways, the next time you guys see me, I may have braids. I may not. I don't know. I might just sit down and read this some more, but I really should put the braids in my head. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next clip. Hello, you guys. We are back for like the last update of this video. I have finished How to Fail at Flirting. I was coming to get my nails done, but like they're like packed in there and I don't have the fucking time. But anyways, I have finished How to Fail at Flirting though, and I want to say I have mixed feelings about this book. Overall, I did enjoy reading the book. Like, compared to everything else I've read this video, this book is far the superior option. But here's where I'm conflicted. I like want someone's behind my car. I'm not even in park. I want to give this book 4 stars. I really do, but I have some like issues with this book. First and foremost, I want to talk about our hero. Our hero has a wife, so like we find out things, they're in a relationship, and we find out that he has a wife. And it is very bothersome to me when it comes to books, when they make the wife this like villainous and terrible character, but they don't really show us how she's this villainous and terrible character, because based off of the information that we get, our hero is just like awful to his wife. He starts telling our heroine stuff he didn't do for his wife. He's like, I never did this for my wife. I worked, I did this. And then we're supposed to believe that the wife of this man is just so terrible. And it's like, it doesn't really check out. Like, it just seems like you were a terrible partner. So I'm supposed to believe that you're going to be a better partner to our heroine in the long run, but you weren't a good partner to your wife. I hate when romance books expect you just to believe that our heroine is a special snowflake and therefore our hero is gonna be a better partner to her, because it don't check out. If past behavior is indicative of future behavior, I have to believe after a while you're gonna be shitty to her too. Like, when things get a little bit difficult, when the pussy not new, you're gonna be bad to her too, like you was bad to your wife. Because I just don't feel like, even if like the relationship has turned stale, has turned dry, I don't believe you treat people poorly. I just don't believe. I believe if you treat people poorly, like, you're gonna treat people poorly all the time, and there's no time in which your wife deserves to be treated poorly. And that's what he did. So you have that. You have the villainous wife who's not all that villainous. So it's just like, Okay, so yeah, the wife cheated. That's how you're supposed to be. Like, the wife cheated, and you're supposed to be like, she's so terrible. But you said you wasn't doing shit for her. You said you wasn't romantic. You said you wasn't at work all the time. Da-da-da-da-da. So yeah, she cheated on your ass. Like, catch it. That's how I feel about that. And then we have, so this is a trigger warning. This book is about domestic abuse, and the abuse is on page. So I want you to be clear that you're going to get scenes about the domestic abuse. So be weary of that if that is something that triggers you. But that brings me to my next issue with the book. I do not believe our heroine has grown enough to be in a relationship. I do not believe our heroine is past her horrible relationship with her ex. I do. They give us this scene with her like fighting back with her ex, but like she still the entire time in that little back and forth was calling on our hero in the book and wanting him to come save her. He does come and save her in some way, and it's just like, is that really growth? If you're depending on still another man to come save you from another man, have you grown? Have we grown? Have we grown to stand up for ourselves? Have we grown to fight for ourselves? Have we grown to make better decisions than we made in the past? Have we? There's no proof that when this abusive man comes around again, you're gonna be able to stick up for yourself if our hero is no longer in the picture. I feel like a big part of her self-esteem has come from her being in a relationship with another powerful man, and like, we don't see how that's the issue. Like, I feel like, and it could be a reach, I feel like okay, so our heroine constantly says in the book that she doesn't want people to believe she just sleeps around with men who are powerful and da-da-da-da-da. But you have to stay with me. This is your second time sleeping with a man who is powerful, who also has sketchy situations going on because he is married. So you kind of do like sleeping with powerful men. Like, I'm so sorry, and I don't want to be anti-feminist because like there's no problem with her wanting to do that, but we have to start pointing out patterns. We have to start pointing out patterns where you are attracted to men who are in powerful situations. Like, come on. Like, at first, this was supposed to be a little foo la la, nothing more. You find out the man is powerful, and you still stay with the man because you like him, and you like all facets of him. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to powerful men, but that's your thing. Like, you have to acknowledge that that's your thing. That is your thing. That doesn't mean that you're not good at your job. It don't mean that you deserve that job, and it don't mean that you sleeping with these men because they are powerful. It means that you like powerful men. Like, you just do. And so like she didn't acknowledge that. She's just like, it just so happens another powerful man who's also at my job I'm sleeping with. And it's like, girl, you don't see the patterns here. You don't see the patterns, how powerful men can be very shitty, and that power they like to use in their domestic relationships, and that's what got you fucked over the first time. And like, maybe we should course correct. Like, that sounds nuts, but it's just my opinion. I am no one's therapist, but it's just my opinion that maybe, like, I don't believe she should be in a relationship with that man. I guess I say that to say this happens in romance books sometimes. I don't believe she should be in a relationship with our hero. I think with everything that has gone on in her past, I just do not, like, of course we know our hero. Our hero seems nice, but what if he's not? He is married. He was a shitty husband to his wife. Like, what if he's not good? And you just once again get fucked over by another powerful man. It just seems like you use powerful men to make yourself feel better, because obviously from her internal conversations, this is not me just casting judgment on her, from her internal conversations you can tell that she's insecure. She's an insecure girl. And so it seems, if I'm just an outsider looking in, she uses her relationships with powerful men in order to get some security, because they never really explain to us why she is attracted to what Davis in the first place. That's the one who's abusive. But you can only imagine she was young and he was powerful. I'm not sure we at an adult age had gotten out of that same cycle. I'm giving it a 3.5. I'm giving it a 3.5. It is very enjoyable. I just don't like the optics of our relationship. Anyways, I'm going to go home and we're going to wrap this video up, I will tell you guys my final thoughts on everything. And yeah, peace. Okay, you guys, I am here to wrap up this video. What have I learned from this video? What can I take away? Most of the romances that I purchased a few years ago, couple years ago, I probably can DNF. Like, if my spirit is not compelled by the synopsis of it, I probably can let it go. Like, I don't need to sit here and split hairs over the romance books that I've owned for a long time. Like, should I read it? Should I not? The answer is probably no. Even though, like, none of these books were 1 stars, I could have went my whole life not reading any of these books, and I would have been A-okay. Like, I have to be honest. I could have been fine not reading any of these books. But let's go through them real quick. The Roommate. I gave The Roommate 3 out of 5 stars, and you know what, it was perfectly fine. Like, it was perfectly fine. I found the B plots to be useless. Like, they just weren't that good. The whole porn star stuff, the whole my family has scandal stuff, it just was not that all intriguing. I would have liked more roommate stuff instead of like all the other stuff that we got. But I did enjoy both characters. That is the good takeaway of this. I did enjoy both characters, but other than that, it's just something that I read. 3 out of 5 stars. Faker, 2 out of 5 stars, and I was being kind because I 100% could give this 1 out of 5 stars. I did not like a single thing about this book. I didn't like their relationship. I didn't like the stuff going on with her at work. I honestly can't even recall what happens in this book. Like, I'm trying to tell you what else I dislike about this book, but I don't even know much. But what I do want to say is there's a character in this. I think his name is Jamie. He is the second love interest of our heroine. Justice for Jamie. Jamie was minding his fucking business. Then all of a sudden these 2 bozos came into his life and they're yelling at him every other page and acting like he's the goddamn villain. He ain't do nothing to nobody. He literally did nothing to no one. I found both characters to be insufferable. No, 2 out of 5 stars. And then this one right here gets 3.5 out of 5 stars. I liked what was going on. I enjoyed reading the books. It's just the optics of the relationship. I hope in my car I explained it well enough. Like, I don't have an issue with the fact that she dates powerful men. I think that we should discuss how her wanting for powerful men got her into the situation that she was in, and maybe she shouldn't just jump into a relationship with the next powerful man, because powerful men be nasty as hell. Anyways, like, I feel like that discussion should have been had, but it was not. The discussion was not had about how the things in our heroine's life make her vulnerable to bullshit. And like that's the conversation that needed to be had. Like, how she is vulnerable to a lot of the bullshit that happens to her, and that people are nasty and they prey on her vulnerability, but it wasn't had. And so, like, this is where we are. There's just no proof that she won't again get into another terrible relationship. This guy could be terrible. I just didn't like the optics of the relationship. I feel like she deserved more, and she also just deserved, I wish they would have shown us more of her growth as an individual, and I just didn't feel like we got it. We got one little scene. Anyways, that's the end of this. I do not need to read. Do I need to keep any of these either? I might unhaul all 3. I know Faker's getting unhauled, but like, I don't think I'll reread any of these ever, so they probably all will get unhauled. We'll see. You'll see at the end of the year what I choose to unhaul. Anyways, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. Peace.